headlines. Analysts of Great Lakes regional politics argue that shielding the terrorist group FDLR and concealing the atrocities it continues to commit in DRC are largely driven by the political and economic interests of certain countries. While Mozambique has commended the role played by Rwanda's security forces in restoring peace and stability in the country's Cabo Delgado. On the international scene, after 28 months of fighting between Sudan's army and the paramilitary Rapid Support Forces, the conflict shows no sign of abating. Evans Mtawazi, and now the news in details. Analysts of Great Lakes region politics argue that shielding the terrorist group FDLR and concealing the atrocities it continues to commit in the Democratic Republic of Congo are largely driven by political and economic interests of certain countries and international organizations. They warn that unless these changes in security in the region will only worsen. We do have details. Rwanda points out that at different times it has welcomed back citizens returning from the forests of Congo, where they had been part of the FDLR. Many have given testimonies revealing the support that sustains this militia group.
Nari umuyobozi mu mutwe wa FDLR, guverinoma ya Kinshasa ariyo yifashe mu mugongo.
I was a leader in FDLR. Kinshasa government was our biggest supporter to continue with our mission with military and other support. FDLR was always supported by the Kinshasa government.
FDLR iri kumwe na guverinoma ya Kinshasa.
Hagasohoka abasirikare batagira imbunda niho leta ya Congo.
We passed out without guns, and that's when Congo's government gave us guns to use. We worked closely with FARDC in operations in Sache, Masisi, Nyirangunga, and other places. Their testimonies echo the findings of journalist Skovia Mutesi, who has been covering events in the Eastern Congo. She recalls what she witnessed when AFC M23 captured the city of Ngoma in January 2025.
Ariko none hano uvuga ko idahari ntashobora gusobanura ko abari abasirikare ba Habyarimana bari batsinzwe bamutse bakakirwa na Mobutu.
At the moment, even those who claim that FDLR is not there, they cannot explain that former Habyarimana soldiers crossed over to Congo following their defeat and were welcomed by Mobutu when the world watched. This is one of the reasons to believe the existence of FDLR. Secondly, in the same hall at the Ngoma airport, people gathered for meetings and had name tags indicating their positions. Some had Commander-Chief of MONUSCO, Commander-Chief of FDLR, and others. This alone means that they exist, and we cannot just say FDLR works with Congo's government and ignore MONUSCO too. Because as someone who was there physically, the fighting was a mixture of many forces. Therefore, saying that FDLR is not in existence is not true. Even citizens around the border recognize some of the rebels, including a one Captain Noher, who has spent many years in FDLR. They even know his family and relatives who are living in Rwanda. The challenge is that the world keeps ignoring this fact, but the good thing is that Rwanda does not let them attack us like they wish to. Genocide researcher Tom Dahiro explains that by continuing to collaborate with FDLR, the Congolese government is effectively fueling the conflict in pursuit of its own political interests.
Kudatandukana kwabo icyambere nuko FDLR ifite ubutegetsi.
The reason for their continued cooperation is firstly because FDLR for a long time had its rule over both South and Northern Kivu without any government presence. They operated as they wished, committed crimes against people, and no one came after them. But they also had people who supported them. Among them is Dr. Mukwege, who shares in their ideology. There's also a group called Rucha. Many Congolese have suffered under their leadership, some displaced, and their land and property taken over by those who displaced them. All these were met with silence, and the world just watched. This also made them powerful. Several reports by UN show that such things happened in Congo, but there is no single special meeting to condemn such activities at all in the recent past.
kavuge by'umwihariko byonyine icyo kibazo mu minsi ya vuba.
For his part, Ambassador Joseph Mutaboba, a seasoned diplomat and politician, says international organizations are fully aware of FDLR's crimes, but deliberately fail to act since the group serves their strategic interests.
So that international community or the international organizations, let's put it that way, they all have their own interests, hidden or not, known or not, but they have their interests. Because the international organization, you have to understand the dynamics of that. If you take one organization, take the UN, how many people are employed by the UN? How many? So many, far many, millions. So if you close it, or you change the rules and so on, you are putting so many families out of, jobs and the survival. So that's what the kind of protection, they are protecting that. So they can keep quiet about the FDLR because they know FDLR can help them to get more cheap minerals. FDLR can keep giving them protection on the local market, So they use them for so many things. The same for governments. Whether it is Kinshasa or Burundi or Bujumbura. So they have interest in them. So don't be surprised. They keep quiet because they know they will never do. But it is up to you, it's up to the world, to remember that everything has an end. This has to stop. From the time I was in New York as ambassador of Rwanda to the UN, 1999, to today, yesterday, when Ambassador Martin Ngoga spoke, he spoke out. Ever since till today, how can it's amazing. Nothing changes because of those interests I'm talking about, hidden, known, or clarified or obscure, but yes. So, but you have to change that.
This Friday, before the UN Security Council, Rwanda's permanent representative to the United Nations, Ambassador Martin Ngoga, retaliated Rwanda's concerns over continued collaboration between the Congolese army and armed groups, including the FDLR, while Kinshasa has yet to implement the commitments it made in Washington to dismantle the militia.
The report says the information was given by phone and satellite. Was the verification of ethnicity also established by phone and satellite? The Council is falling in the trap of the ideology of further ethnicizing the situation in the Eastern DRC. Is it for lack of evidence that this group is backed by FDLR, by the Kinshasa government? I know you have a working methodology in the Council where you adopt a language. But is there no objective criteria to adopt a language? Do you lack evidence, even within your own reports, that the Kinshasa government backs FDLR? Why don't you want to present it for what it is?
Regional political analysts conclude that the failure to confront FDLR is not a matter of incapacity, but rather an intentional international strategy rooted in political and commercial interests. Rwanda maintains that the only sustainable solution to insecurity in Eastern DRC lies in the complete eradication of FDLR. Now, Mozambique has commended the role played by Rwanda's security forces in restoring peace and stability in the country's Cabo Delgado province. Mozambique's Minister of Defense made the remarks during his official visit to Rwanda. We do have details. Delegation from Mozambique and defense officials led by Major General Christopher Atul Chume visited the Kigali Genocide Memorial at Gisozi, the Campaign Against Genocide Museum, and the Rwanda Defense Force headquarters. Major General Chume said they were pleased with their visit to Rwanda, noting that it serves to strengthen the already existing ties between the two countries. He further explained that the visit was also an opportunity to express gratitude for Rwanda's contribution to the restoration of peace in Cabo Delgado, where residents have now returned to their homes and live without fear.
Queria dizer que para nós é um enorme prazer visitar Ruanda.
For us, it's a great honor to visit Rwanda.
Grande parceiro de cooperação bilateral.
It's a major cooperation partner.
Em várias áreas de cooperação.
In different areas of cooperation.
Entre áreas político-diplomáticas.
Among them, the political and the diplomatic areas.
Incluindo econômicas.
Including economic.
E nós, no domínio da defesa, também discutimos várias áreas de cooperação.
In the domain of defense, we discuss the different areas of cooperation.
Entre melhoria da nossa coordenação.
The improvement of our coordination.
Na área de formação.
In the area of training.
De moçambicanos e também de ruandeses.
Of Mozambicans and also Rwandese.
Troca de informações de inteligência.
Exchange of intelligence information.
Considerando que os nossos países enfrentam os mesmos desafios.
Taking into consideration that our countries are facing the same challenges.
Sendo que dos maiores desafios é o terrorismo.
And one of the major challenges is terrorism.
Que não só ameaça a República de Moçambique, mas também o Rwanda.
It's not only threatening Mozambique, the Republic of Mozambique, but also Rwanda.
E também todos os países aqui da região.
And also all the countries here in the region.
Então os nossos esforços são comuns.
Our efforts are common.
E nesse sentido nós discutimos como é que podemos melhorar a nossa capacidade de resposta no combate ao terrorismo.
How to improve our response capability to terrorism.
Em particular na província de Cabo Delgado, em Moçambique.
In particular in the province of Cabo Delgado in Mozambique.
Onde as forças de segurança do Ruanda
whereby the defense and security forces of
estão
Rwanda
lado a lado com as forças de
working closely with the defense and security forces of Mozambique
no combate ao terrorismo.
In the combating of terrorism.
Desde o desdobramento das forças de segurança do Ruanda.
Since the deployment of defense and security forces of Rwanda.
No conjunto das operações que temos realizados, temos ganhos assinaláveis.
The operations that we have already made together, we have gains
que permitiram a libertação de áreas que outrora tinham sido ocupadas pelos terroristas.
They allowed it to free the areas that they are in the hands of terrorists before.
E permitiram o regresso de milhares de populares para as suas zonas de origem.
And they also allowed it to return of thousands of population that had fled the terrorism.
E o retomar da vida econômica e social.
And also the economic and social life now is returned normal.
The partnership between Rwanda and Mozambique is rooted in cooperation across multiple sectors, particularly in security. It involves sharing experiences, training, and joint operations. This collaboration has been crucial in bringing life back to Cabo Delgado, which has been under terrorist attack since 2017. Now, Police Constable Diane Mukabarisa, who works in the Police Marine Unit, says that doing her job of ensuring safety of people and property gives her pride, knowing that she plays a big role in the security of her country. Early in the morning, PC Diane Mukabarisa begins her day by swimming in Lake Kivu. Afterwards, she and her colleagues attend a meeting to plan the day's work, where they are informed that a boat on a trip had suffered an engine failure and needed urgent assistance. They immediately gathered all the necessary equipment and headed to the water. While still on the mission, they received another alert that a citizen had drowned and needed to be rescued. PC Mukabarisa says she joined the police out of passion since her childhood, and she's glad that both men and women are given the same responsibilities. She further explains that where she grew up, there was no access to water, so working in the Police Marine Unit required her to learn and put extra effort. According to her, her work cannot be described as easy or difficult, but it requires dedication and respect. She says that her goal is to serve her country more, because that way she will have achieved her childhood dream. She adds that she wishes to see She adds that she wishes to see the number of female police officers increase, including in decision-making positions. The head of Police Marine Unit, ACP Charles Butera, says that the commitment shown by Diane, along with her colleagues, proves that a girl who is supported can go far. Now to more news, the National Bank of Rwanda has indicated that pressure on the Rwandan franc against the US dollar has eased this year compared to last year. Economic analysts said that the government's measures to strengthen the Rwandan franc should be further reinforced so that this pressure continues to decline. The central bank's data shows that the franc had gained stability in the foreign exchange market, and the value of the Rwandan franc against the dollar depreciated by 2.9% in the first 6 months of 2025, down from 3.7% during the same period in 2024. The governor of the central bank, Solaya Hakuziyaremye, has explained that there is confidence that the Rwandan franc will remain stable because based on the existing indicators and measures are taken to reinforce the foreign exchange market and impose tougher penalties on the misuse of foreign currency in the country have also contributed to strengthening the Rwandan franc. The US dollar has also weakened on the international foreign exchange market, losing 0.53% against the Rwandan francs. Recent changes in the United States international trade policy were among the factors that destabilized the dollar, raising concerns about the global economy. However, the governor of the Central Bank of Rwanda has confirmed that these changes have not yet had any impact on Rwanda's economy, and to further strengthen the value of the Rwandan franc, the central bank has put in place penalties for those who illegally demand payment in foreign currency and continue to urge traders to comply with the regulations. The secondary school students who represented Rwanda in an international competition on artificial intelligence held in China say they gained valuable knowledge and will help them perform better in future contests. The team was made up of 4 students aged between 15 and 17. Some of the students who study mathematics, physics, and computer science shared their experiences from the competition.
My experience there is to take every opportunity you get and use it to your advantage. So when you go there, you meet different people from different countries, and they have their strength and you have your weakness, and with that, meeting them and interacting with them, you have to use their strength so that you can upgrade your weakness and you can be at the same pace with them in the future. Because it was our first time to participate in the competitions, we weren't at the same pace as them who were familiar with the competition, and they're a little bit more advanced than us. Maybe they have more time to deal with that, and so you have to use that to your advantage so that you can bring the strength and upgrade your weakness.
We were there for like almost a week. Like on the third day, we did a team challenge. The team challenge was to program a robot, a humanoid robot, to tell it to move from one place, taking things from there, and then return to its position. Then at the fourth day, we did an individual contest where each individual could do his or her own work on a computer. We are given 3 tasks. They were the task of the real-life problems, like to solve the problem of weather forecasting, the problem of radar, the atomic mobiles. You could program and say, they could ask you like you are going to make a model that's just going to predict whether it's going to rain, or you are going to make a model that will see that a car is going to make an accident. Those were the 3 tasks. On the 5th day, we did an individual contest again. On the day 2, again we had 3 tasks. Then those 3 tasks again were those questions, challenging tasks. And the day 2 was more challenging than the day 1. So they were challenging tasks like the questions you haven't ever seen in your life. So they considered the individual contests to give medals to the students, but the team challenge also, they gave the prizes to the teams that won the team challenge, that for the humanoid robot. So other days we are just for fun.
Their coach Kelly Irakoze Nhawijenga, who trained them before they traveled, explained that what it takes a student to reach the level of competing internationally.
In the competition, we will challenge on different tasks. I can say when you come to artificial intelligence, tasks get separated into 3 major tasks like computer vision, natural language processing, and machine learning algorithms. So our students got more information from the challenges that they will set upon. So I can say that they learned new strategies in image matching, they learned what are semantic segmentation algorithms, they learned different techniques in natural language processing, but one thing that is wonderful that they could not get here in Rwanda is that they were able to work on a real robot. They worked on a robot that is called GAR robot, and their performance was impressive. Yeah, we were among the top 20 among the other students who performed on a similar task. So I can say we learned a lot while we was in China, and we built confidence because we were the top performer in Africa. So I can say that thing induces something inside you, and you feel, okay, I'm able, then the next time I can do this, and I think our students will perform better next time.
Victor Muvunyi, Senior Technologist in Emerging Technologies at the Ministry of ICT and Innovation, praised the students for representing Rwanda well at the AI competition in China.
This particular competition, named International Olympiad for Artificial Intelligence, is an international competition that brings together brilliant minds of all over the world, secondary school students who are prominent in AI talent, who have been doing AI, artificial intelligence projects. So now, Rwanda has been also chosen by the organizers to be the hub of another competition that happens in parallel with International Olympiad for Artificial Intelligence, which is called Global AI Artificial Intelligence Talent Empowerment, GAIT. So we are the hub. Rwanda is the hub of Africa, because again, mind you, not all countries are the same maturity levels when it comes to artificial intelligence. So the organizers considered that, and of course created another platform of competition for those who are not so experienced. So Rwanda was chosen as a hub to mobilize African countries, other sister African countries, to participate in this International Olympiad. Which is a very prestigious competition, as I mentioned. So, but our team were very brave. They didn't want to participate in GAIT, so they really participated in the first competition, which is the International Olympiad for Artificial Intelligence. And we are very, very proud that even though it was their first time to participate, but they ended up having a medal. And we are very excited to see what will happen next, now that they will be much more prepared. But of course, you asked me like how did we prepare them? We worked hand in hand with AIMS, of course, together with our other development partners, whereby students were given a platform, an environment. We gave them logistics, where to stay for a week during their holidays, been back and forth during their holidays, just to get like a week or two to be able to prepare them for the competition.
This was the second edition of the Global AI competition, the first having been held last year in Bulgaria. It was the first time Rwanda sent students to participate, and they ranked 12th among more than 57 countries. To more news, Lottery Club, known for its charitable activities, donated household items to 500 children from vulnerable families in Nyarugenge district to support their families' well-being. The donated items included mattresses, blankets, mosquito nets, and other household necessities. Parents of the children who received the support said this was a significant contribution to their families' Paul Masterjab Birungi of Rotary Club of Kigali Virunga explained that this initiative is part of the organization's mission to improve the welfare of children, while Evarist Mhunda, head of health and social welfare in Nyarugenge district, noted that such initiatives complement government efforts in improving the well-being of citizens. Similar donations were also made in the districts of Gakenke, Rulindo, Gicumbi, and Gasabo, benefiting 5,000 children. Now, after the launch of the 2025-2026 community-based health insurance year on January 1st, citizens have been purchasing the insurance through Imibereho system. However, many families say that they often find errors in their household data, which creates challenges in the registration process. Residents of the southern province say Imibereho system has been a great help in their daily lives, especially in accessing accurate family information and making health insurance payments. Still, many admit they do not fully understand how the system works, and they report that it contains multiple inaccuracies. The Minister of Local Government, Dominique Habimana, has thanked Rwandans who have already registered in Imibereho system, acknowledging existing issues and promising that solutions are being sought. According to data from the Rwanda Social Security Board, 70% of Rwandans have already paid their community health insurance contributions through the Imibereho system. The Ministry of Local Government, together with RSSB, introduced this new system of health insurance payments based on household information recorded in Imibereho, replacing the former Ubudehe categories. Imibereho is a digital platform that integrates information from various previous datas, with new data being added to citizens to continue register, with citizens encouraged to continue to register to ensure each household has accurate and complete records. The household information stored in the system reflects socio-economic status of each family and is used to determine health insurance contributions, similar to Ubudehe categories, similar to how Ubudehe categories functioned before being phased out. For a household to pay for community-based health insurance, it must be registered in the Imibereho system, which has now fully replaced the Ubudehe categorization. Now, during the school holidays, children use schools engage in a variety of activities, ranging from playing games to learning computer skills. Both the children and their parents say that such opportunities help them relax mentally while also protecting them from distractions. In various schools in Huye district, children on holiday can be found participating in different activities, including sports, computer training, drumming, and learning foreign languages. The children say they are having time to enjoy recreation activities while also learning special subjects keeps them focused during the holidays and helps them rest their minds. Parents who are often busy with their daily work say that gathering children in such programs prevents them from spending excessive time in activities like watching television. Organizers of the holiday programs say that they introduce these activities to help children relax mentally, avoid distractions, and could negatively affect their well-being and academic performance. The governor of the southern province, Alice Kaitesi, has noted that in order to ensure children grow up with good values and proper upbringing, parents should continue encouraging them to take part in holiday programs designed for them. This holiday season, children have access to 3 main programs aimed at building knowledge and character: the Intore mu Biruhuko program, the Remedial program, and the Intore mu Ikoranabuhanga program. We now take a break and return with international news.
Every journey has a beginning. From nature comes refreshing fruity goodness that keeps you going every day. With every pack complementing life's best moments. Not one, not two, but 5 different fruity flavors. And this journey keeps giving. Introducing Inyanji's new fruity juice flavors, guava and cocktail. Now available at your nearest shop. Always ask for Inyanji.
Nyiri muto arababwiraga data bati ntabwo wagira umukamo mwinshi utunze imwe imwe, ariko nigeze acika intege. Mama akinjira mu bucuruzi hari abamubwiraga bati ntabwo watera imbere udakorera mu iduka rigezweho, ariko ntibyamusubije inyuma, yakoranaga umwete. Njya muri kaminuza hari abanshidikanyagaho bavuga ko nashobora kaminuza naturuka mu muryango wifashije, ariko byarangiye nanditse amateka mashya. Igihe cyo gutera ishema umuryango wanjye kigeze, bamwe bakomeje kumbwira bati ntabwo watera umuryango wawe ibyishimo n'ishema, ariko narabishoboye. Hari abakekaga ko nasigira umurage ukomeye abankomokaho, ariko ubu mfite uruganda rutunganya amata. Banki ya Kigali yabaye umufatanyabikorwa wanjye mu rugendo rwose, inzozi zanjye ziba impamo. Bigereho.
Get ready for one of the biggest celebrations of the year. It's the 20th edition of Rwanda's iconic Kwitizina Gorilla Naming Ceremony, happening on Friday, September 5th, 2025, at the breathtaking foothills of Volcanoes National Park. Join thousands of guests, local communities, and international visitors as we honor Rwanda's newest mountain gorilla babies and celebrate 2 decades of conservation success. Celebrate the vibrant spirit of Rwanda. Join us for an unforgettable festival showcasing the best of Rwandan culture with traditional dances, live performances, and much more. Experience the heart and soul of Rwanda like never before. Come witness this global event where celebrities and conservation champions unite to name Rwanda's beloved gorillas. It's an experience like no other, a true celebration of conservation and culture. Mark your calendars and get ready for a week of exciting events. Be part of the story. Be part of the future of conservation. For more details, visit www.kwitizina.rw and be part of Rwanda's conservation legacy. Kwitizina 2025, where tradition meets celebration. Don't miss it.
Cervical cancer is one of the leading causes of death among women globally, including in Rwanda. Yet, it can be prevented through vaccination if the vaccine is taken early enough. That is why the Ministry of Health has established a program to vaccinate all girls against this cancer. The vaccine is now administered in a single dose only. It has been observed that some girls in Rwanda missed out on this vaccine, and thus a special campaign has been organized to provide the cervical cancer vaccine free of charge to girls aged 12 to 17 years who have never received it before. The campaign will run from August 4 to August 30, 2025 in all health centers across Rwanda. Don't miss this opportunity. Dear parents, vaccinate your daughter on time, remembering that protecting her health is your responsibility. This message is from the Ministry of Health through the Rwanda Biomedical Center, RBC.
Now, in Sudan, after 28 months of fighting between Sudanese army and the paramilitary rapid support forces, the conflict shows no sign of abating, with the main battleground now has been shifted to the western and central regions as the human toll continues to rise. Al Jazeera has more on this report.
Fighters of the paramilitary rapid support forces are feeling triumphant. They've just killed Sudanese army soldiers in an ambush outside the city of Al-Ubaid, capital of the North Kordofan state. On the following day, the same RSF group was ambushed in a revenge attack by SAF. Such is the pattern of a conflict that for over 2 years has been destroying Sudan, with no side being able to defeat the other. The battle for Al-Ubaid has been raging since the start of the conflict in 2023. The map of who controls what continues to change. The RSF and its allied factions currently control most of Darfur, parts of northwestern South Kordofan, and a border triangle between Sudan, Libya, and Egypt. And they're besieging the last remaining army strongholds in El Fasher, capital of North Darfur, as well as in Kadugli, capital of the state of South Kordofan, and in the city of Delenj to the north of it. The SAF and its allied factions control the rest of the country. The question on everyone's lips here is why does the Sudanese army seem incapable of breaking through despite its air superiority and its popular support?
The war plan has been drawn by experts in the Sudanese armed forces and it's being implemented in the best manner. Regular armies do not make random moves. The Sudanese armed forces is working with a long-term policy with the aim of leading the enemy to complete exhaustion.
Sufyan believes the fate of RSF in Darfur will be similar to its fate in Khartoum, which it lost after nearly 2 years of control.
The causes of the delay in reaching El Fasher and Kadugli for the Sudanese army have to do with well-known circumstances. The distances between these cities and Khartoum are very long. The area is flat and exposed. The army needs to ensure its own protection before advancing. That's why it's moving slowly.
Until 10 months ago, RSF was in control of the entire states of Khartoum and Jazeera, and huge parts of Sennar, the Wise Nile, and Kordofan, in addition to most of Darfur and the supply line linking it to Khartoum. But that control has now considerably shrunk. The army says this demonstrates why its slow but steady advances are going to eventually win the war. Mohammed Vad, Al Jazeera, Khartoum.
Now, with that report, we come to the end of tonight's edition. My name is William Evans. Have a good night and a blessed Sunday. Goodbye.